You've probably heard it before. Don't retire until you save 12 times your annual income. Fidelity says it, Vanguard says it, the media repeats it. The problem is that advice could actually be keeping you working longer than you need to and costing you years of freedom. It's popular because it's simple, easy to remember, and it sounds good on television. But this one-size-fits-all rule ignores what actually matters to you. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Jeremy Finger, Certified Financial Planner, and I've helped hundreds of families successfully retire for almost 30 years. In this video, we're going to break down the hidden dangers of saving past your true retirement readiness point, the milestones that matter more than your retirement account balance, and more importantly, we're going to show you how to figure out your own stop saving point in a short case study later in the video. This one-size-fits-all crap, we've all heard it for decades, and it ignores everything that makes you unique. Think about it. Your age, your health, your marriage, your kids, your grandkids, your own daily lifestyle. They all influence what you actually need in retirement. I've seen people live off of $5,000 a month, and others need $50,000 a month to live. So how in the world can the same rule work for both people? It can't. And yet millions of people are still chasing some arbitrary target. These targets were made to be simple, an easy answer that the financial industry could use to sell products with high fees, or sometimes they say even no fee at all, but we all know the truth. And all of this is to keep you saving longer, because the longer you save, the more money the industry makes. But there are severe consequences to this. You may be working 5 to 7 years longer than you need to. You may be overpaying taxes due to large required minimum income distributions, or losing active healthy years in retirement. But the worst part is many people hit their so-called magic number and still don't feel ready because they've never done the math on what their retirement will actually cost. They focus on how much their nest egg is instead of their actual lifestyle cost. And they get stuck playing a status game with their money instead of using it to live their life they want and make meaningful memories. Okay, if you're ready to find out exactly when you can stop saving, I've made a short video that walks you through the Riverbend Bridge method step by step. It's the same process I use with clients to show when they can stop saving or retire earlier than they thought. You can click the link in the description below. Before we talk about when you need to stop saving, you need to understand the surprising origin of the save forever mindset. It started with a massive shift in retirement. And once you hear about where it came from, you will see exactly why it's quietly keeping you working longer than you have to. The magic number obsession didn't come out of nowhere. It really took off in the early 80s when pensions started disappearing and 401ks became the norm. Before that, retirement wasn't about your account balance. It was about years of service. Your employer promised you a monthly check for life, so there's not much of a guessing game in when you could actually retire. But when the responsibility shifted from the employers to the individuals, focus shifted too, from guaranteed income to building the biggest account possible. And that's when the financial industry stepped in. The more money you kept in your accounts, the more fees they collected. These simple, catchy benchmarks like 12 times your salary were easy to market and even easier to remember. The problem is these rules ignore the reality that everyone's retirement needs are different. Your lifestyle is different. Your healthcare costs are different. Your guaranteed income is different. They all matter more than a single number. This is how people end up saving way more than they'll ever spend, all while sacrificing some of their healthiest, most active years to a job they really don't need anymore. Okay, Jeremy, if the size of the account balance isn't the answer, what is? The key isn't a bigger number, it's a better framework. And that's where the Riverbend Bridge method comes in. The Riverbend Bridge method is a clear step-by-step way to know exactly when you can stop saving and start living, when it's safe to cross into retirement. And here's how it works. Instead of chasing some generic target, you start by defining your ideal retirement lifestyle. The travel you want to take, the hobbies you enjoy, and where you want to live. Then you figure out the real cost of that life and compare it to your guaranteed income sources like Social Security, pensions, or annuities. And the difference between these two numbers is your retirement gap. When your current savings are enough to cover that gap for the rest of your life, your bridge is complete. That's the moment you can move from saving to spending with confidence, knowing you've reached your personal finish line. So how do you put the Riverbend Bridge method into action? It's simple and it works for every type of saver. Let me give you an example. This lady named Kim called for a phone appointment a few months ago. She was 62 years old and she hated her job. She had done a good job saving. She had over $700,000 in her 401k account and another $50,000 in savings. She hadn't claimed her Social Security yet, but her full retirement age benefit would give her $2,500 a month. And importantly, Kim only needed $4,000 a month to live her lifestyle. When we ran her numbers through the Riverbend Bridge method, we started with her $4,000 a month need, subtracted her $2,500 a month Social Security benefit, and found out her gap was only $1,500 a month. Then we looked at her $750,000 in total savings and used a conservative, dynamic withdrawal rate. This allowed her to bridge the gap to optimize her Social Security benefit and cover her retirement gap for life, even with a little room to spare. Kim had been convinced that she needed to keep running some savings race, but the reality was she was already standing on the finish line and she didn't even know it. This method works because it tailors your readiness to your lifestyle, not some arbitrary industry number. And it works for both high and modest savers, and it gives you a personal finish line that actually means something. So you don't have to guess, and you don't have to wonder if you're there yet. You'll just know. And the impact can be life-changing. You may be able to retire years earlier than you thought. It can help you reduce unnecessary tax exposure from overfunded retirement accounts. But more importantly, it can give you the confidence to make big decisions without second-guessing yourself. You can stop living for someday and start living right now. If you want to know exactly where you stand on your own, click the link in the description below. We go over the bridge method in detail. It's the same step-by-step method I walk my clients through to help them stop guessing and start knowing so they can finally move from saving to living. Retirement is really about building a bridge strong enough for your life and having the confidence to cross it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.